So you're working on an Excel spreadsheet where you need to select values from a specific list. Say, for example, that you're working on this spreadsheet where you're entering employee data and you want to select a specific employee type from a selection list. You don't want to enter the employee type each and every time for each employee. What you want to do is select a specific value for that specific employee. So the easiest way to do that type of a list is to basically create a new tab. In this case here, I called it list. You can call it whatever you wish, and you enter in this new tab, you enter the values that you want to select from that list. Notice that here we have a full-time, part-time, HB1 visa, etc. And you can enter many others here if you wish. So the first step again is to create a new tab, and again I called it list. Enter the values that you want to select from that list, and then step 2 is to tell Excel where those values are located. So we're going to start here on cell D4, which is the first cell where we need to select the employee type for this specific employee here. So how do we tell Excel where to select the employee type from, or the list from? Very easy. So if you're in the home screen or the home tab here up at the top, all you need to do is click on data. The data tab is going to come up, and then you want to select data validation. When you click on data validation, you're going to click on data validation again, and then you're going to have this dialog box, and Excel says, okay, so what do you want me to do? You tell Excel you want a list, you want the validation criteria to be a list, and where it says source, this is where you tell Excel where those values for that list exist. So you're going to click on the data range icon, and here is where you're going to click on the list tab, and you're going to select the values that are going to be part of your list. Now notice that I'm not going to simply select the values that I've just entered, because if in the future I add additional values, I don't want to redo the formula that basically has the range of values. They will be added automatically to your selection list. So this is why, rather than only selecting the values that I've just entered, I'm going to add additional rows for future entries that you may add. Okay, again, this is just so that later on you don't have to redo any of your formulas. They'll be done automatically for you. Okay, so now that I've selected the range, I'm going to click on the icon, the range icon again, and I'm going to click OK. So now, if we go back to the data, the employee data tab, notice that it created the first pick list here for Hillary Clinton, which is the employee name here. So we can say that she's either a temp, she's either a full-time employee, she's an HB1 visa, or whichever other employee type we've added. So in this case here, we're going to say she's full-time. Joe Biden, okay, now notice that for Joe Biden we don't have anything. So how do we add a pick list here for Joe Biden? Very easy to do. All you're going to do is drag the formula that we have from the first employee that we added, and we can do here for multiple employees. So look at that. We can do that just as you saw there, but we don't want to do that yet. We just want to select it or add the formula for these two employees. So I'm just simply going to drag it for these two employees, and notice that the value that I had for the prior employee is going to be added. So we're just going to highlight both of those two, click the delete key, and now they're empty. So now I can select the appropriate value for Joe Biden. We're going to say he's a contractor. For Barack Obama, we're going to say that he's a farm worker. Okay, and so as you can see, there's your easy pick list.